Alright, it's Chef Buck here, and today we're going to bake up some crispy, delicious chicken wings. Notice I didn't say healthy. I mean, it's going to be healthier than if we fried them, and it's going to be kind of like fried, but we're going to bake them so it's going to be less mess, but it's going to have the chicken skin on it. It's going to be really good. Your heart might not like it that much. We're going to throw together our coating for our wings first, and it doesn't take a lot. Boom, we got a little bit of baking powder right here. Boom. A little bit of salt. Boom. You know, that's all you need, you know. You can throw in a little black pepper if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, not a whole lot, because we're going to have hot sauce. That's going to go on these wings later if you want, you know. But I like a lot of flavor on my wings. So I'm going to throw, boom, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of onion powder, and some garlic powder. But you can do whatever you want in here. You know, I like to use a little bit of smoked jalapeno, some chipotle. But you know, adding that little bit of spice, great flavor. So whatever trips your trigger, you know. But we'll go ahead and mix this up. And this is going to be our little covering for our chicken. I'm making a mess there, but that's all right. It's very powdery, blah, blah, blah. The star of the show is our chicken wing. It's super duper easy to cut these things up. You know, we got our drumette, you got the flat, and then you got the wing tip here. We're just going to cut the wing tip off. Boom, you can discard this if you want, but that's a lot of skin, that's a little bit of flavor. You know, you got the bone in there, so you can use these to make a nice broth. So, you know, save those and use that for that. Why throw it away? That's just money down the tubes, you know. Boom, separate the drumette from the wingette. There you go, that's all there is to it. Boom, boom, just a couple of cuts. Boom, boom. Super duper easy peasy lemon squeezy. One more time in slow motion. Na 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 na. Oops. Get in the joint. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I almost cut my finger off. We'll pretend that didn't happen. But what we're going to use for the main part of our dish is these drumettes and wingettes. So we're just going to take our little bit of baking powder and spices here. Toss that around. Oops, golly, can I make more noise? You know, get it coated. You know, you want your pieces nice and coated in this mixture. And I'm using dry pieces. You know, I took this out of the package and I took a paper towel and I wiped them down to dry them a little bit, because you don't want them wet, overly wet. So dry them off with a paper towel. And we don't add any kind of oil. We don't put any kind of oil on here, no kind of olive oil or anything at all, because it's got the skin on it, and the skin's got a lot of fat in it, and we're going to cook that fat out. You know, that fat's going to help to make it crispy. You know, so having the skin on there, you don't have to oil it up. But you know, the baking powder is supposed to help it crisp up, and baking powder, all that is cornstarch and a little bit of baking soda. So it's nothing too fancy. So there you go, we got everything nice and coated. Alright, so I got a baking pan, a little bit of aluminum foil so it'll be easy to clean up, a little wire rack, and I'm just going to give it a little spray so my wings don't stick as bad to the rack. And then I'm just going to arrange my wings on there. But you know, depending on how many wings that you have, you know, you just want to space them out. But see, this side here, this side has got more skin on it than this side, so I'm going to put the meat side down and the skin side up to get it started. You know, if you're going to make these, you might as well make a lot of them, because they're so tasty and they go down so fast. Golly, I almost got more than's going to fit on here. But that's good. It'll take a lot of wings to make me do my thing. What? So there you have it. Boom. Look how delicioso that looks. You know, nice and coated up. You know, it isn't a super duper amount of breading on here. You know, just that little bit of baking powder and spices. You know, but that's going to help everything crisp up and be super duper delicious. Alright, I got my oven preheated at 425 degrees. And I'm going to slide it in here. I got it on the middle rack. And I'm going to let it go for about 20 minutes. Boom. Alrighty, so it's been 20 minutes. And I can hear my chicken sizzling away here. Boom. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and give everything a turn so they don't get overcooked on one side, you know, because we want them to cook evenly. And that's the good thing about having it up on a rack, you know, is you got that heat circulating all around it. you know, cooking them through and keeping them kind of crispy. You know, even though it's going to be baked, it's still going to be nice and crispy. Now we're going to continue cooking them in the center rack, you know, and let them keep on going. I'm going to leave it at 425 degrees and slide them back in. Boom! How's that looking? Looking pretty good. Looks like we're on the tail end of it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a turn here. One more time. They've definitely shrunk up a little bit. You know, some of that fat's cooked out of them and falling down in the wire rack into the pan. That's why it's a good idea to throw you some aluminum foil on there so you don't have such a big mess to clean up. And then we'll slide them back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Another 15 or 20 minutes. We'll see what they look like. We'll have to keep an eye on them, you know, because depending on how big they are. These are non-hormonally enhanced chicken wings, right? So, you know, like if you got the ones with the hormones in them, you know, they might be twice as big. You might have giant, gargantuan, green giant wings, you know, but you know, depending on the size of your wings, you know, that's going to affect the cooking time. But I got them turned again. I'm going to go ahead and slide them back here in the oven, let them go for boom, I don't know, another 15-20 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. While my wings are finishing cooking up in there, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of buffalo sauce together. We're going to make kind of a traditional simple wing sauce. A little bit of butter. I got like a 1/4 cup right there. I'm going to melt that up. Alrighty, so my butter's melting up there, and to that I'm going to add, you know, just about the same amount of hot sauce. You know, whatever kind of hot sauce you like. You know, I'm using Frank's here, but sometimes I like to use Tapatio. Whatever kind you like is going to be the right kind. Alrighty, boom, a splash of Worcestershire sauce. You know, this is all optional. If you wanted to sweeten this up, you could put some honey in. You know, you can put a little bit of brown sugar, melt that up in here, or a little bit of honey. Whatever you like. And that's all there is to the sauce. Well, I can hardly hear my chicken sizzling anymore. I guess a lot of that fat's been cooked out of there. But I think that's it. I think that's enough time for them. Had them in there for about 20 more minutes, so really just about an hour cooking time altogether. You know, but they're nice and crispy. I'm going to toss some of them in this hot sauce I got right here. But some of them I'm just going to leave like this here. You know, because they got a nice flavor on them, you know, with that garlic powder and the paprika. And, you know, everything. That's enough flavor, you know. And plus I can dip them if I want. But I don't want to toss them all. Because I like it to be crispy. Because once you toss them, you're going to lose some of that crispiness. But while it's still hot, while my sauce is hot, and while my chicken's hot, I'm going to go ahead and toss about half of these in this hot sauce. Alright, so I got me a bowl to mix everything in. This here will be the chicken cam. I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be annoying. That's some Michael Bay. That's some Michael Bay recipe stuff right there. Boom, we don't need to do that. Look at that, I'm actually putting more than half in there. That's plenty. I'm gonna reserve this here and just eat these as crispy pieces of chicken. But this here I'm gonna toss with the sauce here. My buttery Frank's hot sauce right there. And that was plenty of sauce for that much chicken. Look how wunderbar that is. Woo! Nice and tangy. Super duper, you know. And if you want to sweeten it up, you can throw a little bit of honey in there. Look at that. A little bit of honey. You know, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like it sweet. But Camera Girl does. Camera Girl likes a little bit of honey in there. So I'll go ahead and throw some honey on there. Just to make her happy. You know, you don't have to put a sauce on it. You can have a nice crispy piece of chicken. Just dump this in the sauce or put you a little bit of blue cheese on there or ranch. Fantastico. But that's it. Alrighty, there's our chicken wing dinner. Just having a salad. And then some fancy pants wings. Thumbs up. You're always happy when you come home and dinner's already made. You thumbs up anything. Alrighty, if you want to print this recipe, you know, go to myfoodchannel.com. I got a link down below. Check out the playlist, all the other videos. Smile, do some sit-ups if you want. You know, enjoy your life, because this might be it.